Nepal's vibrant history witnessed a seismic shift in 2008. This year marked a turning point that would forever alter the nation's political landscape and cultural identity. The centuries-old monarchy, once deeply intertwined with the nation's identity, crumbled. The royal family, which had been a symbol of continuity and tradition, found itself at the center of a dramatic transformation. The Constituent Assembly, elected by the people, formally abolished the monarchy on May 28, 2008. This decision was the result of years of political struggle and a growing demand for democratic governance. This marked the end of the Shah dynasty's reign, which had begun with King Prithvi Narayan Shah in 1768. For over 2 centuries, the Shah kings had ruled Nepal, shaping its history and culture. The royal family, once revered and wielding significant power, was thrust into the unfamiliar territory of being ordinary citizens. King Gyanendra, Queen Komal and their children, Prince Paras and Princess Hiranya, had to adjust to a life without the privileges and responsibilities of royalty. This transition was abrupt and profound, leaving an indelible mark on the lives of King Gyanendra, Queen Komal, and their children, Prince Paras and Princess Hiranya. The family had to navigate a new reality, one that was starkly different from the life they had always known. The transition was not without its complexities. The abolition of the monarchy was a contentious issue, with strong opinions on both sides. The political landscape was fraught with tension and uncertainty. King Gyanendra, the last monarch of Nepal, was asked to vacate the opulent Naryanhedi Palace. This palace, a symbol of royal authority for generations, became a focal point of the nation's transition to a republic. This palace, a symbol of royal authority for generations, became a national museum. The transformation of the palace into a museum was symbolic of the broader changes taking place in Nepal. The former king was given a deadline to leave, marking a stark departure from the life of privilege he had always known. The image of King Gyanendra leaving the palace was a powerful symbol of the end of an era. The world watched as the king, once considered an almost divine figure, packed his belongings and left the palace. This moment was broadcast globally, underscoring the magnitude of the change sweeping Nepal. This event, broadcast globally, underscored the magnitude of the change sweeping Nepal. The international community took note of Nepal's transition from a monarchy to a republic, marking it as a significant moment in the nation's history. The abolition of the monarchy was the culmination of years of political upheaval and a bloody civil war. The Maoist insurgency, which had plagued the nation for a decade, played a significant role in weakening the monarchy. The Maoist insurgency, which had plagued the nation for a decade, played a significant role in weakening the monarchy. The conflict had left deep scars on the nation, and the abolition of the monarchy was seen as a step towards healing and rebuilding. Public sentiment had also shifted, with growing support for a republican system. The people of Nepal were ready for change, and the election of the Constituent Assembly was a reflection of this desire for a new political order. The Comprehensive Peace Accord of 2006, signed between the government and the Maoists, set the stage for the monarchy's demise. This agreement was a crucial step towards peace and stability in Nepal. It paved the way for the election of the Constituent Assembly, tasked with rewriting Nepal's constitution. The Assembly's work was critical in shaping the future of the nation and ensuring that the voices of the people were heard. The decision to abolish the monarchy was not universally welcomed. Many, particularly in rural areas, still held deep respect for the institution. For these individuals, the monarchy represented a link to their cultural heritage and a source of stability. Many, particularly in rural areas, still held deep respect for the institution. They saw the king as a symbol of stability and national unity. The monarchy had been a constant presence in their lives, and its abolition was a significant change. They saw the king as a symbol of stability and national unity. The royal family had been a unifying force in the country, and its absence left a void that many felt keenly. However, the tide of change had turned, and the monarchy could not withstand the forces aligned against it. The movement towards republicanism was unstoppable, and the people of Nepal were ready to embrace a new era. The former royal family, once at the pinnacle of Nepali society, had to navigate this new reality and forge a life for themselves as private citizens. They faced the challenge of redefining their roles and finding their place in a rapidly changing society. King Gyanendra, once a symbol of absolute power, found himself in the unusual position of a deposed monarch. His reign, marked by both reverence and controversy, came to an abrupt end, leaving him to navigate a world vastly different from the one he had known. Accustomed to a life of immense privilege and authority, he now had to adapt to the life of a common citizen. The transition was not just a change in title but a profound shift in daily existence, from the grand halls of the palace to the ordinary streets of Kathmandu. His movements were no longer dictated by royal engagements, but by the routines of a private life. Simple tasks, once handled by a retinue of servants, became part of his daily routine, offering a stark contrast to his former life of luxury. Public appearances became infrequent, and the once revered king retreated from the public eye. The throngs of admirers and the grand ceremonies were replaced by a quieter, more subdued existence. Despite the dramatic shift in his circumstances, King Gyanendra carried himself with stoicism and dignity. He faced his new reality with a calm demeanor, never allowing the public to see any signs of distress or regret. He refrained from publicly criticizing the new government or expressing bitterness over the monarchy's abolition. His silence was a testament to his resilience and perhaps a strategic choice to avoid further political turmoil. Instead, he chose to live a quiet life with his wife, Queen Komal, in a relatively modest bungalow in Kathmandu. Their home, though comfortable, was a far cry from the opulence of the Narayana Palace, symbolizing their acceptance of a simpler life. This stark contrast to his former life in the opulent Narayana Palace emphasized the magnitude of the transformation he had undergone. The palace, once a symbol of his reign, now stood as a museum, a relic of a bygone era. While the former king largely withdrew from public life, he continued to be a figure of interest and speculation. The media and the public remained curious about his thoughts and feelings regarding the dramatic changes in Nepal's political landscape. His infrequent public appearances, often at religious ceremonies or social gatherings, were scrutinized for any hint of his views on the political landscape. Each appearance was analyzed for clues about his stance on the current government and the possibility of a royal comeback. However, Gyanendra remained tight-lipped, carefully avoiding any statements that could be construed as political. His discretion was seen by some as wisdom, by others as a missed opportunity to influence the country's direction. Despite the loss of his throne, Gyanendra continued to command respect from a segment of the Nepali population. His presence still evoked a sense of nostalgia and reverence among those who remembered the monarchy's influence. Monarchists and those nostalgic for the old regime saw him as a symbol of Nepal's past glory. They believed that the monarchy represented stability and tradition, values they felt were eroding in the new political climate. They held on to the hope that the monarchy might one day be restored. For them, Gyanendra was not just a former king, but a beacon of hope for a return to what they perceived as better times. However, for the most part, Gyanendra remained a silent observer, his future role in Nepal's evolving political landscape uncertain. His silence left many questions unanswered, and his legacy, like his future, remained a topic of much debate and speculation. Queen Komal, known for her elegance and quiet demeanor, faced the upheaval of 2008 with grace and resilience. Her poised presence during public appearances and her calm, composed nature made her a beloved figure in Nepal. Despite the political turmoil and the end of the monarchy, she remained a symbol of stability and hope for many. The end of the monarchy meant a complete shift in her life, from the grandeur of the palace to the simplicity of their new home. The transition was not just a physical move but also an emotional and psychological adjustment. The opulent halls and grand ceremonies were replaced by a more modest and private lifestyle, yet Queen Komal embraced this change with remarkable dignity. Yet she navigated this transition with a quiet strength, becoming a pillar of support for her family during those uncertain times. Her unwavering support and love for her family became even more evident as they faced the challenges of their new reality together. Queen Komal's ability to maintain a sense of normalcy and provide emotional stability was crucial for her family's well-being. Her life after the monarchy became largely private. Away from the public eye, she found solace in the simple pleasures of life. The quiet moments at home, the time spent with loved ones, and the opportunity to pursue personal interests brought a new sense of fulfillment to her life. No longer bound by royal duties, she dedicated her time to her family and personal pursuits. Gardening, reading, and engaging in hobbies that she had little time for before became her new routine. These activities not only provided her with joy, but also allowed her to connect with her roots and the natural beauty of Nepal. Queen Komal had always been known for her interest in Nepali art and culture, and this passion deepened in her post-royal life. She immersed herself in the rich cultural heritage of Nepal, attending art exhibitions, cultural festivals, and supporting local artists. Her appreciation for the arts became a way for her to stay connected to her country's traditions and history. She became a patron of several cultural organizations, using her platform to promote Nepal's rich heritage. Her involvement in these organizations helped to preserve and promote traditional Nepali arts, music, and dance. Queen Komal's efforts ensured that the cultural legacy of Nepal continued to thrive and be celebrated by future generations. Queen Komal's charitable work also came to the forefront. Her compassion and empathy for those in need drove her to become actively involved in various charitable initiatives. She believed in giving back to the community and making a positive impact on the lives of others. Even before the abolition of the monarchy, she was involved in various social causes, particularly those related to women and children. Her dedication to improving the lives of the underprivileged was unwavering. She worked tirelessly to provide better opportunities and support for women and children, advocating for their rights and well-being. After 2008, her commitment to these causes only strengthened. She continued to champion initiatives that focused on education, healthcare, and poverty alleviation. Her efforts brought about significant positive changes in the lives of many, and her work was widely recognized and appreciated. She lent her name and support to organizations working in the fields of education, healthcare, and poverty alleviation. Her involvement brought attention and resources to these critical areas, helping to improve the quality of life for countless individuals. Queen Komal's legacy of service and compassion continued to inspire others to contribute to the betterment of society. Despite facing personal challenges, including health issues, Queen Komal remained a symbol of dignity and compassion. Her resilience in the face of adversity was a testament to her inner strength and unwavering commitment to her values. She continued to be a source of inspiration for many, demonstrating that true strength lies in one's ability to remain compassionate and dedicated, even in difficult times. She continued to be respected by the Nepali people, not for her former royal status, but for her quiet dedication to the nation's well-being. Her humility and genuine concern for others earned her the admiration and respect of people from all walks of life. Queen Komal's legacy was not defined by her title, but by her actions and the positive impact she had on her community. Her life after the monarchy served as a testament to her strength and her unwavering commitment to the people of Nepal. Through her actions, she showed that true leadership is about serving others and making a difference in their lives. Queen Komal's journey of grace and resilience continues to inspire and remind us of the power of compassion and dedication in the face of adversity.